Here you go, Uncle Wendy.
To the rail network. And that is, first of all, the value to the inter-island line and indeed to any other lines, but particularly to the inter-island line, of having a dry dock, because you mentioned dry and wet docking, in New Zealand. Obviously, I'm talking about Northport. So that's the first part of the question, is what does that look like in terms of value for Inter-Islander as a business? And the second part is, how are we going in terms of delivering the rail line to Marsden Point to support that? And are there any issues around, making sure we've got all the land and the design and all those sort of things sorted out? Because I understand there is some small issue there.
Well, actually, I was alarmed to see on television New Zealand a statement out of Takaiwai, all the Takaiwai people in that part of Marae, that their land was being taken off them for this construction of a railway between Oakley and Marsden Point. What was astonishing about that was it dramatically wasn't true, and they haven't even made the effort, TV1, to find out the facts. Amongst other things, the Minister of Rail is actually connected to that marae and knows the complainants' parents and uncle who used to be on the Whangarei Council.
Sure, that'll get sorted out then.
No, it's not the point. There's TV1 running this full-scale story about the land being taken off them when all the documentary evidence is of them being told in 2020 that this is not going to happen. That this meeting was consulted on then, and by 2023, all the advice was, no, it's not going to happen. We've found an alternative route, so we will not be touching your land at all. So there's TV1, owned by the taxpayer, running a story that's total fiction and damaging to railways. And railways is utterly here an innocent party.
And the value of the dry dock to the inter-island line?
I think it's immense at the present. In a way, it's astonishing that New Zealand, as a maritime nation, doesn't have a dry dock. We have in the past been using both Sydney and Singapore. Sydney dock gives preference to military ahead of civilian ships, and you can be bumped at any notice. Now, you can't run a scheduled ferry service if you've got something booked and then it sits outside. So we have to steam up to Singapore, and through that excellent service, really high technology, etc. But to have a dry dock in New Zealand would be of great value to us. We'd, excuse the pun, be an anchor customer.
Thank you. Okay, opening up further questions. Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Just on that, has there been any advice sought around dry dock and potential costings for that as a proposal?
The dry dock is being driven by MB. It's not something being driven either from Transport or Kiwi Rail itself. We've been providing advice about, well, how big would it need to be and the rest of that, but not in terms of that. It's not our project, unfortunately.
Dry dock.
Can I just say, going forward, if you look at shipping and listen to the experts like Maersk and others, Tauranga has got a temporary purpose, but the big one in the future is Northport because of its depth and its land area. And for what it's worth, it's up to this committee to make its own decisions here. But a briefing from Maersk as the future transport needs of this country on the water wouldn't be the worst idea. I mean, these people are serious international experts.
Well, we will know, I think, that we are, as a committee, we've resolved to conduct an inquiry into the maritime sector and ports. Maersk will certainly be one of those organisations we want to be talking to. Absolutely. I think I had a sup over here and a sup over there.
No, that was my sup. I had a new line.
Okay. Well, dry dock. Okay, away we go.
Oh no, mine's not dry dock. It's
okay. Right. Are there any other sups?
Rail and inter-island ferry related.
I thought we dealt with it.
I know, it's a bridging one.
Last one on Inter-Islander, and then I've got I've used Cam and then
Mr. Chair,
okay.
I've been
wait.
requesting the question since the first minutes of the meeting, but I don't know why my picking order being delayed.
No, I was trying to deal with the Inter-Islander first. It's okay, we'll get there. We'll finish that Inter-Islander and then we'll come over back here.
I just wanted to know if Kiwi Rail is going to have any issues with maintaining and doing various work on the network, not having a rail-enabled ferry for the next few years. Do you have like equipment and whatnot that needed to move on a rail-enabled ferry during that time?
We do have some equipment that has to get across there. Most of it we are moving at the present moment, so it'll be gone before. There, we'll be moving our new tampers down there. The The key things that we'll have to move are basically on deck are our track measurement cars. For the rest, with the investment in the private depots, we've got enough that we can run basically a 2-island railway for the period.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Carlos, I'll give you a question now.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. So my question to the minister is, why does rail maintenance in New Zealand, especially in Auckland, often require such an extended period of service disruption? Where else in other countries, similar maintenance appear to be carried out more efficiently with minimum impact on service? Are there any specific challenge in New Zealand that makes shorter maintenance window more difficult to achieve?
Well, right across the board, that's been a chronic condition of New Zealand for too many years, and our job is to turn that around.
So from your point of view,
I'm talking about the roads. Where else did you go? And the road tracks, everything here is on a delayed base or taking downtime. Where else do you see cones everywhere? You go around the rest of the world, everywhere. No one's got cones. Only one country called New Zealand has got a plethora of them everywhere. And when it comes to getting work done, it's sort of sometime never.
I've got a cone.
When some of it should be 24-hour crisis emergency stuff. I can go to the Christchurch rebuild. It's working 8 hours a day compared to the urgency that was required. We have got to turn this country's psychology around.
Yeah, so if you say like that, like from your point of view, what is the accepted period of time of service being disrupted in order to do a maintenance job in just 3 station or 3 section of the road being the rail being repaired? Or put it that way, do you think 3 months to 6 months?
Restoration of the previous status quo at the greatest speed possible.
Because like my question for a lot of Auckland will be like, the rail service is being stopped for 3 to 6 months. Do you think that's acceptable?
Well, to be honest with you, we're trying to do a rejuvenation of a lot of industries in this country, and rail is one of them, because we believed in its essentiality. We're committed to it as ever it was. We've got the same inspiration that Vogel had in the 1870s when he set out to build more in 10 years than the next 130 years with horse and cart. Yeah, we've got our sights set on a far better performing rail industry in this country.
So I got a second question on that was much easier question. A second harbour bridge crossing have been, being discussed. Do you see the possibility of including a rail or train service across the harbour? Or given the needs of more sustainable or efficiency transport option, is there anything seriously considered as part of the long-term infrastructure?
Well, I think it's an interesting question, but when the prospect between the two old parties was 3 tunnels, 2 under the harbour and 1 on the North Harbour, that not costed, of course, and the other one with no sort of plan at all. I'm just not being critical here, but no real plan. To ask for forward plan railways when there's no plan, it's slightly difficult.
Forgiveness.
Okay, Tangi, and then Ken.
Gee, I think someone's sitting there trying to give a bit of a jab about the, what's it called, every weekend having rail replacements in Auckland. Despite the fact that there are no train tracks that run through your electric, Mr. Carlos Ching.
Maybe you are for the railway tracks. I mean...
No, there isn't actually, no, but his electorate, however, does have a designated railway line to be built through it. It just hasn't happened yet, but the designation was there, put in there in the 1960s or 50s or something. It was when Auntie Ruby bought a house.
Ah, okay. So I went through the document for the Marston Point rail link. Kiwi Rail has already acquired about 80% of privately owned land under the Public Works Act. It's currently in negotiations with remaining landowners to acquire the remaining land under the Public Works Act. Now, I hate the Public Works Act with an absolute passion.
Yep.
But anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day.
Good.
Okay. I'm not going to go into that now. Right. But yes, some of that land that Winston Peters is going on about is actually recognised as Wahi Tapu. And the iwi there are still yet to reach a treaty settlement. So you've got these iwi that are trying to go through the court processes, and you've got Winston here saying, no, we're not doing that. Give me the land so I can build the rest of the railway track.
Oh, God.
Yeah, one Māori freehold property is going to be impacted. So that's bad because that's iwi-owned land, and, Winnie wants that. So I just get really tired when I hear people talk about greedy Maori, when the Maori out here are actually trying to go, hey, this is a site of archaeological and anthropological importance to recognise waihi tapu. We prefer not to build a railway through here. And then you've got the government over here saying, no, we need the railway now. It's just...
No,
and it's
we
like,
just
bro,
need
you
the
haven't
railway
even
now.
written up
We need the railway yesterday.
Yeah, we need it yesterday. But yes, you've got this guy, Winston Peters, who hasn't even got a contract yet for the new ferries, complaining about, we got to get got to sort out the, we need the railway lines now. And I agree, you need the railway lines, but you can't say that we're going to get ferries by 2029 or whatever when you haven't sorted out this issue first.
Yeah.
But this is a fast-tracked project as well. I do recommend people to read through that document.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear